All right, what do we got going on here? I want this one. I want this one. Man, I look like shit. That's not what I want. I want this. Let's do that. All right. What's going on here? All right, so we're gonna let some. We'll let the room fill up a little bit here. I've got like one or two more things I got to do before we go live, but I'm pretty much set up. Pretty much set up. There's like zero waiting today. Let's see here. We got 3 votes in there, and I'm gonna go with. All right. Action cannot be performed from here, huh? Okay. I'm gonna do it that way, I think. Actually, I think I'll do it. I think we're gonna do it from here, I think. Yes. Yes. Living in 1984. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Things are not going great in your country right now. I hate to say, but it's true. All right, I gotta turn some stuff off. That. There we go. So we're gonna wait for a couple, 2, 3 people to get in here. It's Sunday. I don't really expect a lot of people here, but I'm gonna be drinking some coffee. Um, we'll just say it's basically it's like Kahlua and coffee. It's one of my favorite things to do. But you guys can clearly drink whatever you want. Got some topics lined up for us to talk about. I think I got my sound rectified here. I think we should be A-OK. And like I said, we're just going to wait for the room to fill up just a little bit more, and then we will get the party started. Oh, I got to get something. Be right back. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. I got to check one more thing. Um, I don't know. One more thing. One more thing. Let's see. And I think we'll get started after that. Guys, make sure you check in the chat so I know you're here and I can say hi and happy Sunday and all that good stuff. Oh, that was the wrong button to push. Let's try it again. There we go. Content. Dashboard. Content. There it is. Lives. Restrictions none. Double check all the settings. What is going on? I don't understand what they are doing. YouTube has been stripping all of the links out of videos. And I don't know why they're doing it. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know why it's happening. It makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Go ahead and do this. Because people like that stuff. People like that stuff. I'm gonna Go back. I literally just put that stuff in there. Not sure what that was about, but we're gonna find out in a second, right? All right, delete that and hit the save button on that. Guys, look at your video description and see if it has anything more than just a paragraph description. It should have links in it, and if it doesn't, then do me a favor, hit the refresh button, and we'll see what happens. It's kind of like a little thing that I'm trying right now. I think all is well. I think all is well in Prepperville. The chat rate is zero. Unheard of. Unacceptable. Let's see here. I'm gonna move this over here. I'm trying to get my windows set up here because things take up so much darn room. I can't even see. Let's see. Let's go to live chat. I can't even see. There we go. There we go. All right. So it looks like we've got a handful of people in here. I guess we can get this party started. Hopefully you guys are having a great Sunday. I just thought it would be kind of cute to talk. That I literally just got the notification that I was live. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. And I have not heard a notification in the background. This morning, I'm going to be drinking out of my girlfriend bought this for me for the Marine Corps' 250th birthday. It's a specialized. It's got the thing inside the glass that's got my Kahlua in it. I decided to put it there. I've already taken a sip out of the hot coffee, and now we're going to add the magical juice of Sunday drinkingness. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I love the Kahlua. I'm gonna go back to the main real quick, just to see if anything happened over there. But we're gonna probably spend most of our time in this view. All right, let's see here. So let's see. Good morning. People are saying good morning. We got Tim. I hate to say this, but we've got very limited people checking in. So don't be slackers. Don't be slackers. Bradley Collins was first, and then it was Cindy Hoffman as number two, and then living in 1984. You are deterred. Tim Huther, good to see you, my friend. I know you have been a very, very, very busy man these days, and that's my explanation that I'm using because you've been exempt. You were not exempt. You have been missing. You've been missing in action for a little while, but I know you're trying, man. I know you're trying. So, all right, let's see. West Virginia Pappy showed up. Sup? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I think what's happening is the notifications are starting to go out. So I think that is what's happening. All right. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and turn this fire off. We're just gonna pause it. Let's see here. And I've been watching some news, and it's interesting to see what is happening, not politically, but globally with the economy, with the tariffs, with countries that are either in a death throw right now or that are trying to fight back but not fighting back, some that are coming to foot. Um, you guys make sure that you put something in the chat. We'll talk about that, but I do have some notes that I will be doing. And today we're going to be using Grok. Today we're going to be using Grok to give information out. It's an incredible tool. I recommend that if you have the opportunity to use it, you can pretty much ask it anything. It's reasonably accurate as long as you talk to it in a way that it understands. If you talk in Bubba speak to it, it's probably not going to pick up. It's going to answer your question, but it'll probably answer you in the same manner. Rose Stoller just shut up. Good to see you. Good afternoon. Oh, just realized you were on. Yeah, I know. The notifications aren't really going out for some reason. I do not know why. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, all right. So, let's go ahead and switch screens here. Looks like Tuck just showed up. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And I thought I can minimize this so it makes this part of the screen bigger. Is that it? That is not it. Let's go back to Grok. What's this? Oh, look at that. There we go. All right, so I actually already have Grok set up here. I've got it primed. I basically already told it we will be talking about the economy. Prepare yourself. And Grok is like, all right, I'm ready. Let's dive into the economy. What specific angle or topic you want to tackle? And then it just kind of babbles on. I think Grok is a guy. I like to believe that Grok is a guy. Seeking Star Water. I've never seen you in the live stream. Welcome to the live stream, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. 11:11 Sunday. There you go. Oh yeah, I like it. That's interesting. All right, so like I said, I've been watching a lot of stuff, um, over the weekend and seeing how things are playing out. We did not have an instance of bad news Friday, but we also didn't have an instance of good guy Friday. Good news for the good guy Friday. We didn't really have that. Greetings from Southeast Florida. There you go. But we're kind of in the neutral zone, like right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult to even comment because it's almost like we're waiting for the other shoe to fall, or we're waiting to something happen over here or over there. So I figured we could do some digging in, because one of the things that has come out is that they have um, changed they've given exemptions, okay, and we can actually look those up. But the got like I said, I've got some stuff set up here, okay. Memory cards, there you go, and tell us more about these exemptions on Chinese goods. All right, let's see here. I need to minimize this. There it is. There it is. Let's see here. Seeking Star Water says you have a short memory, lols. No worries. Well, I haven't. I mean, I haven't seen you in like forever, so I don't. Hold on. Let me go to your. Let me go to your. Let me go to your. Can I go there? I can't go there from here. Damn it. Maybe I have to be in studio mode. Studio mode. All right. Channel activity. Go to channel. Let me go to your channel real quick. See if I recognize anything here. Never ending search for the meaning of life led me here. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just have to be honest. I don't recognize you. But yeah, maybe because you're not here enough. That's why. All right. So it says the exemptions you're referring to stem from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, notice on April 11th, which where we excluded certain electronics imported from China from President Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs. These tariffs initially set at 145% on Chinese goods, including 125% hike plus a 20% levy, tried to challenge China's alleged role in the fentanyl trade. Actually, no, that's where it all started. uh, were designed to counter China's trade practices and encourage domestic manufacturing. However, the exemptions reflect a pragmatic acknowledgement that many critical electronics, like those who I've listed, computers, smartphones, semiconductor manufacturer equipment, wireless routers, USB flash drives, memory chips, and memory cards, are heavily reliant on Chinese production and supply chains, and imposing steep tariffs could disrupt markets or raise consumer prices significantly. Yeah, it's I would say that Grok is probably 99% uh, true on that. The problem is that Grok doesn't have the ability to add the human component to the decision to uh, adjust those um, tariffs. Okay, um, but it's damn it. And that is maybe we gonna back off a little bit. Maybe we back off in on certain components that will benefit us, can also help them to realize that we're not out to get them. We just want the crap to stop. That maybe that's it. Maybe that's the issue. Okay. But once again, like I said, Grok can't really delve into the human components of things. Now, we got context and scopes of exemptions. The exemptions apply to, and you know what? Timu addicts, big mad, guys. And if you're not, or if you're new to the live stream, the way it works is I talk about stuff, you write about stuff, and then I talk about the stuff that you write. So participation is required, even though it's Sunday and a day of rest. All right, so to keep things in context, the exemptions apply to goods entering the U.S. or removed from warehousings starting April 5th and cover roughly 30% of Chinese exports to the United States. So we're only going after certain things, all right, according to some estimates. Well, they were introduced amid concerns about inflation and supply chain disruptions, especially for tech giants like Apple, which assembled most iPhones in China. They actually say that was one of the leverage points that basically Apple made a call to the White House and said, "Dude, we're trying to help you out, but you're gonna like crush our nuts if you do this." So that may have been a thing. That may have been a thing. The White House framed the move as a way to give companies time to shift manufacturing to the U.S., with Press Secretary Karen Levin stating that Americans rely on a, you know what? I need to go to F11 on this. I need to go to F11 on that. There we go. There we go. Now you can actually see some stuffs. Make it bigger for you. Bigger. There we go. Um, the exemptions don't take effect affect the exemptions don't affect the separate 20% tariff tied to fentanyl, but do shield the listed electronics from the broader 125% reciprocal tariffs and baseline 10% tariffs applied globally. So the tariffs aren't off. We've just said, hey, listen, for these certain devices, we're just going to take our boot off your neck for a little while. Maybe it's time to come to foot. But the other side is yeah, we do need these things. We don't manufacture these things here, and so we until we can get to that point, um, we have to we have to kind of let them know that we're going to be weaning ourselves off. But for right now, there's money to make. That's kind of a businessman's mentality, and I think that that's important as well. Also, I'm going to go to the. Let's see here. I got 11 votes. The question is, what's your best Sunday fun day drink when talking about world events? Um, it sucks because I can't. Hold on a second. I got to try something here because I can't interact with the chat the way I want to. I got to pop it out. That's what she said. Uh, and we're going to stick it right there. That's what she said. Right now, the answer is 64% say coffee or tea. Where we got 27% say beer, 9% say a cocktail, and 0% say wine. Also, we do have a hat thing going on today. I do have a winter hat that everybody loves, but they've only seen a few times. Actually only worn it for the members. It's a little crazy, but I actually do wear it down in town from time to time too. So it does have its uses. Don't get me wrong. But that one, if you guys want to see that one, you'll have to pony up because that one is really freaking hot. Tim says, I just wonder how many Chinese products will now become Vietnamese products or other foreign country products. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um, there are teams that are set up on the Trump's economic team itself. There are teams within the teams within the teams, anyway, um, to monitor products that are purchased or that are produced in China and then sent to whatever other country for assembly or resale and then sold to the United States to ensure that they don't get around this crap. And the other countries that are paying attention have been warned that if you do this, you will have the tariff wrath placed upon you, and they do not want that. So they're not. China has already reached out to several countries and said, "Hey guys, why don't we move our stuff over there?" And they were like, "No, no, 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 no. We'll get the Trump thing going if we do that, and that's not what we want right now. At least not for no, at least not for 4 years. We don't want that right now." Because the thing is if Trump's teams were catching another country doing this, automatically, just pull just pull the carpet out from underneath their feet and say, hey, basically 100% tariffs. And you screwed up. You screwed up. You went the wrong way. We told you not to go that way. You went the wrong way, and now you're going to have to pay for it. And that would mean tariffs on like not just specific things, or even reciprocal, or even a zero tariff situation, but literally like across the board. And all of these other countries, we don't really need a lot of their assets. All of the countries that have things that we use, that we do, that we trade amongst ourselves between countries, they're great, okay? But they're not things that we need, that we have to have. And unfortunately, China has placed or put us in a position, which we'll talk about a little later, to where we actually need them. China believes that this is leverage, but it is not, because currently our import export rate is, I think we have like a $250 billion export, or export import deficit. And so they import 5 times more than they import into the United States, 5 times more product than we export into their country. And they need to understand that we're done doing that. Let's get it right. Tuck V says, for me, beer in theory, coffee in reality. I got you, bro. Well, that's why I started in the afternoon, because it's like some guys will, like, you're working on something, and it's getting hot, let's have a beer. By the way, there's places in the United States right now where there are getting ready to break annual records in cities for temperature being high. They're talking about, there's places in the United States are in the 90s right now. Not a sponsor. What's going on, broseph? Yo, 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 yo. Good to see you. Good to see you. But let's see. If we look at, I gotta check and see which. I'm in the correct screen. I am in the correct screen. So, specifics on exempted goods. The CBP notice uses what they're calling harmonized tariff schedules. The left will tell you that they're just made up mumbo jumbo numbers, but there's actually like there is a theoretical mathematical problem that they're using to solve who gets what taxes. So they're calling it the harmonized tariff schedule, or the HTSUS, and their codes to define the exempted products, which include. So it looks like the top of the list is computers, laptops, desktops, data processing equipment. Most are produced in China due to cost effectiveness and established supply chains. This actually explains why there's a lot of computers that are sold by Walmart that are extremely inexpensive, that actually will get the job done. So believe me, I know. I'm looking for a new computer, guys. I'm trying not to buy a Walmart special. Let's see. Tim says Las Vegas was in the 90s when I left Friday. Come home to 30s in New York. There you go. I know, right? That's why you need a hat. You need a hat like I have. Let's see. Tuck says it's called Urban Heat Island Effect. Let the cities roast. It's a normal part of the package. I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, you build all that stuff. You just burn. You just burn in the hell that you made. All right. So then we've got. Man, it's like there's not enough. It's like there's not enough for those of you that missed it. Ooh, this is the good stuff. Putting that in the coffee. It's like there's not enough, or maybe I need to mix it. I don't think do I have anything over here I can mix stuff with. I wonder how bad it'll be if I use this to mix my coffee with. Let's find out. Um, maybe that's the issue. I just need to mix it. All right, and then we'll dry that off. Yeah, these are the chemical rounds. All right, let's see here. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'll be super spicy. So I can drink it. All right, let's see this. Rose says, coffee any time of the day, even if hot. When Dad was in the field, he would carry a thermos of coffee with him, even in the 90s. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem drinking coffee during the day in the heat. Matter of fact, I have a cup of coffee with me pretty much wherever I go. You guys have seen the coffee cup. You guys have seen the coffee cup. All right, let's see here. Hey, do me a favor, guys. Looks like we have, I can't tell how many people in here. Do me a favor, put a one in the chat if you just love your country. That's right. I'm soft America. America. If you love your country, put a number one in the chat. It will help bring up the analytics and let the people know that we are here on a Sunday afternoon. I checked. Most people are actually playing with their phones on a Sunday afternoon at around noon o'clock. Uh, so yeah, there's that. Smartphones, mobile phones, including iPhones, which rely on Chinese assembly for about 90% of Apple's production. You know, we talked about this basically, the whole Huawei thing was going to be severely influenced. Um, but a lot of our phones are made in China. But or have Chinese components. Uh, didn't do coffee or alcohol. But the reality is that we use a lot of smartphones in here in America. I think that their harmonious system. What do they call it again? Harmonious tariff schedule, harmonized tariff schedule. I think that that one has a lot to do with the whole Apple thing, the Apple iPhone thing. And here's why. Have you guys noticed that all of the commercials that it's almost like like Verizon, AT&T, the Orange phone, I mean T-Mobile, I mean all of them, they're all offering a free iPhone when you change your plan, when you upgrade, whatever it is, it's all this free iPhone. Now, obviously, it's not free. We know we have to pay for it. They just add it to the cost and then they stretch it out for however long your contract is, right? Um, but they're all iPhones. No one is talking about getting a free Android phone. So that tells me that, they're either making a play, they've made deals with these major internet or telephone companies, and they're trying to pump them into the system. And if they can't do that because they can't get them from China where they're all made, then yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Um, and I can't believe I only got like two people to put a one in the chat. What are you guys all in church right now? Goodness. Let's see here. Nobody's drinking wine. The question is, what's the best Sunday drink when talking about world events? 62% say coffee and tea, 23% say beer, 15% say a cocktail, and 0% say wine. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. All right, so the next one is it's actually kind of a big one is semiconductor manufacturing equipment. Tools like water fabrication machines and lithograph systems. They are critical for chip production. And while some are made in the U.S., Japan, or the Netherlands, Chinese facilities often integrate them. So, yeah, if we're going to get into the semiconductor business, then we need some machines that make semiconductors to continue to do that work until we can get a company here in the United States that makes the semiconductor manufacturing equipment. And honestly, it probably only needs to be one or two of them. Three is always a good number to do something with. One, I was holding a medicine ball. Oh, I got you, Tuck. I got you. Gotta have priorities. But I think that the whole semiconductor manufacturing equipment it's a good one. It's a good one. Wireless routers, modem routers, and network switches essential for connectivity and largely manufactured in China. This is very, very, very true. Almost every one of our Wi-Fi routers, modems, network switches, they're almost all made in China, unless you get on the industrial level. where we're like plugging wires in and stuff, and a lot of those are actually made here in America, to be honest with you. But Americans don't like wires anymore, so you're not we're that's not really going to be a thing. That's not really going to be a thing. Let's see, what was that noise? Someone made a noise over on the other side, so I'm not sure. It didn't make it into my phone, so it can't be that super duper important. But I need to know how to keep my free range chickens out of my damn herb garden. Yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky. It's called a fence. A fence. I'm just going to put that in. I'm kind of being snarky a little bit. All right, let's see here. How many people do we have in here? I mean, I just don't feel there's 14 people in here. Okay, well, I mean, that's not bad. All right, so USB flash drives and memory cards. I get the flash drive, or I get the memory card thing. I don't know about the flash drive thing. So solid state drives and storage media widely produced in Asia due to low costs. Yeah, I mean, I think we can get this from other places, but I don't know. I think that there would be an issue if we said we're going to put we're going to put an exemption on the computers, but we're not going to put them on the memory cards that are actually in the computers. So I think that that's an issue. Then you've got memory chips, integrated circuits. Where we got here, including NAND flash and DRAM, vital for electronics, but heavily outsourced to Asian manufacturers like the TSMC and Samsung, which are not Chinese. So it's kind of, I think what they're doing is they're kind of muddying the waters to say that, hey, we're not just going to give exemptions to the Chinese because of these components that we need. I think what they're doing is they're muddying the waters to say, oh, by the way, we need those components, and these other companies make them, so we're also going to exempt them there because it makes sense. Once again, we're back into the whole computer thing. And then semiconductor components, diodes, transistors, sensor chips. They're the foundation to nearly all modern devices. And then it talks about the exemptions are a big win for tech companies as tariffs could have added hundreds of dollars to the cost of devices like iPhones. They also benefit Asian chip makers like Taiwan's TSMC, which supplies chips for many U.S. exporters. Now, um, I'm almost to the point now where I might take what you guys have given me and then kind of gone into debt and then try to go into like maybe into a little bit of debt. Well, actually, it would probably be like probably about 75% of the price of the computer I'd have to pay uh, right now because who knows how long this is going to last, and are the prices of computers going to go up significantly? So, it is an issue. It is an issue. Oh, the girlfriend's home. Just came through the door. So you guys will probably get to see her. I don't know if she's going to be here or not, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know if she needs to see me day drinking or not. I'll just tell her I was just showing you the bottle. Let's see. What's going on? Nothing. Just wondering if you were going to start chasing me or not. I needed to know what I was in for. I'm just doing a live stream. So you're safe. I'm safe. You're safe for now. Is this what we're starting to build? We're going to build? Yes. Yes. All right, let's see. What do we got? Let me go back to the chat that I had popped out. There we go. Radios, there you go. Well, yeah, a lot of those chips are in radios too. Let's see here. Rose says, "Don't see what the issue is with iPhones. Even the droids are made in China. The androids are made in China. What are you doing? Reading. Oh, okay. How to walk up the steps. Oh, those darn steps. Those gosh darn steps. I guess she's not coming. Good. All right, let's see here. All right. So, why the exemptions? The decision reflects a balancing act. Trump's tariff policy aims to bring manufacturing back to the U.S., but expert like Dan Ives and Wedbush from Wedbush Securities argue that shifting production. Oh, that's hilarious.
Freaking cat.
She's on the floor getting ready to open this box. I bought this thing for her son that it's like a portable closet. It's like big metal thing. Anyway, so she's like opening the box and the cat just gets up and sits on top of the box. Let's see. What do we got here? Tim says years ago there was a manufacturing plant that made semiconductors in Ohio. RCA plant yeah, exactly. RCA. There you go. It was sold to Harris Semiconductors and then closed a few years later. Yeah, I think when Harris really got big into the military radio division, they kind of all their money went in that direction. What you looking for, baby?
A knife.
It's on my table over there. It's over by the left of the glasses. Um, let's see, it was probably 25 plus years ago when it closed. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Pretty cat.
Which you also remember too that Harris got huge in military radios, probably late 80s, early 90s, and they just kind of took over the entire industry. So like right now, almost every military radio is made by Harris. They're the ones that kind of mastered the encryption stuff. And so they kind of shut down a lot of their other stuff to focus on the military radio part. And they're basically the industry leaders in military radios. But what do we got here? Shifting production domestically would take years and massive investment due to China's entrenched supply chain dominance. For instance, Apple's Tim Cook has said for over a decade that the U.S. lacks the skilled labor and component ecosystem to produce iPhones at scale. Well, of course we do, because we never did it, because you just ran to China. Tariffs on those goods risked spiking consumer prices, potentially pushing iPhone costs to $2,000 or more, while hurting tech giants' profits. Oh no, tech giants' profits getting hurt. Yay. Um, we're at here. Tariffs on these goods risk spiking. Oh, we just did that. And the exemptions ease this pressure, giving companies breathing room to explore onshorings without immediate economic fallout. Let's see here. What? What are you trying to do? Everything as quietly as possible? Because it's all metal. Because they're all metal components. Yeah, there's like 1,000. That thing's supposed to be like 6.5 feet tall.
There's about 40 of
I know, right?
these.
Did not expect that, but it is what it is. Hopefully, it won't be all super wobbly. What's up, 46 camper? Good to see you. Let's see here. Have the military component makers expanded to consumers to help fill void? Probably not. Probably not. They like to say that, like, hey, the military discovered this, NASA discovered that, and now you have Velcro. And it's like, okay, that's great, but what have you done for me lately? So it's really hard to find out. Let's see. I would love to see some radios made in the USA. Exactly, exactly. If you guys didn't know this, none of the radios are made in the United States. Like none of them. There was Not a Rubicon did a video, I want to say 1, maybe 2 years ago, where he's like, "Why don't you ever do any video reviews of American-made, radios?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll do one right now." And then it was like he just like crickets. If you didn't know, your Midland radio is not made in the United States. It's pretty crazy that we have all these things, but we don't make them anymore. We don't make them anymore. Hell, I even wonder if Cobra is even where Cobra comes from. Remember the Cobra radios? Um, so some of the broader implications, economic impact by sparing electronics. The administration hopes to curb inflation and reassure consumers, especially after markets chaos, chaotically reacted chaotically to earlier tariffs. Apple alone lost 640 billion in market value. Tariffs news. It's like, well, duh, because everything is overinflated. So it's like you're losing value. You're not actually losing money. You're losing value. So no money was lost. I believe that with this whole stock market thing that's happened over the last week, is it's kind of ridiculous because the only people that care about it are the people that have money in the stock market. And, they talking about how we lost $2 trillion in 2 days. It just poof, vaporized. No, it didn't. There was a bubble because things were uh, um, uh, overvalued, and the people took their money out of the market. So the market lost nothing. There was no money loss. There's not a billionaire walking around going, "Man, I just lost $2 billion. This sucks." That's not what's happening. So, um, let's see. Tuck says there was a time when electronic items were made in the USA. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Unfortunately, that was also a time when children were the remote control. So, it's literally been that long. It's literally been that long. Let's see here. Trade war dynamics don't care about that. Domestic manufacturing push. The White House tied the exemptions to commitments from companies like Apple, TSMC, and Nvidia to invest in U.S. factories. However, scaling up domestic chip or phone production faces hurdles. High labor costs, regulatory barriers, and a lack of specialized infrastructure. The CHIPS Act is incentivizing some progress, but it's a long-term play. Yeah, the CHIPS Act is actually hurting us. It's not helping us. And then obviously there's some political angles that I don't really care about. And then it says, what's next? The exemptions are retroactive. The exemptions are retroactive to April 5th and appear open-ended for now, though Trump's unpredictable trade policy could lead to reversals. A 90-day pause on most global tariffs, including China, was announced alongside the exemptions, suggesting the administration is recalibrating. Meanwhile, a Section 232 study on semiconductors imports national security impact is underway, which could shape future policies. You have the Section 232 is basically how the government uses um, powers under the National Security Act uh, to control or basically like funnel um, products that are sold in America from foreign countries. It's like we're going to deal with this problem with this. We're not going to group it into all this other stuff. It's how they do that stuff. All right, let's see what this actually looks. Let's see what this actually looks like. Sunday. No, that's not what I want to look at. I want to look at this. There it is. Okay. All right, guys. I think that I pretty much covered what I wanted to cover. What do we got here? Made in the USA become something. You guys aren't really. You guys are kind of just listening. So I'm guessing you guys are all at the parking lot. You're all probably eating breakfast, at your local diner after Sunday church. But it is what it is. I just wanted to try something new and see if it stuck. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow during the live stream, 10 a.m. in Eastern time. For those in the after crew, that's what's going to happen. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye bye.